everyone for some more of my Darmstadt career mode here in FIFA 22. And this is the start of Season 3 and potentially the final season of this career mode. And as you can see, we're going to start things off here with this the UEFA Super Cup match against Lyon, who beat Real Madrid in the final last year in order to reach the Champions League. They had quite an impressive run. I believe they also beat Dortmund, Inter Milan. I think they beat Chelsea along the way. But yeah, this team is not going to be any joke, and you got to see that off camera we did beat Wolfsburg, who ended up finishing runners-up behind us last year in the Bundesliga, 3-2 in the Super Cup. But this will be the only game that I feature in this episode, but there's a few things I do want to talk to you about in regards to the start of the season, which, by the way, hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys doing well. And I should also say that while I'm going to try to finish up this career mode, I'll also be doing the Saarbrücken career mode, which I'm not sure if you guys have notifications on from my channel, but an episode of that was published an hour ago, so I'll be trying to finish that particular career mode as well, so... But first thing we're going to look at here is what our opening budget was, which, as you can see, we have a good chunk of money yet. Our starting budget was $222 million. We purchased $74.4 million worth of players, but we made a bunch of sales as well. So we have a nice chunk of budget should we need it come January. But I'm liking the team the way it is right now. I really don't. As a matter of fact, I hardly made any changes at all in both the starting lineup and the backup lineup. And I'm going to show you guys transfer history here real quick. I have made a few tough decisions. Ronstadt was a fringe player for 1.8 to Midtjylland. That's no big deal. But Bongonda I ended up letting go. I sold him to Wolves for $18.5 million. And Lamina, I sold to Angers over in France for $7.5. As well as our former backup left back, Leibold, I ended up sending them to Union Berlin for $9.5. But I did bring in a backup goalkeeper. I brought in Rui Silva, who I believe is either 82 or 83 rated. I got him from Real Betis for $32.5 plus Robin Zentner, so I ended up doing a swap deal for that. But let me just see it real quick. As you can take a look at our starting lineup. Another thing I want to talk about, too, is I did bring in a new right back, Nordi Makila, which I'll talk more about him in just a minute. But other than that, our starting 11 is the same. Our backup 11, you can see Thomas Mueller is now only 1 overall ahead of Aronson. But you can also see I also brought in Anderson and Show in as our backup winger and midfield, respectively. That's why I ended up selling both Bongonda and Lamina. Wagnerman and our former starting right back is now our new backup left back with Navike, Angerson, and Kempf making up the back line with Silva as our backup goalkeeper is an 83. But you can see Rui Silva is now at an 83. You can see Runar Anderson is one of our backup players that I brought in this year. He's 75 rated. Let me show his stats here real quick. One of our Youth Academy graduates from Norway. And I'm also going to have Daniel Shell make appearances this year as well. But here we go. As you can see, he's showing great potential. He's only 74 rated, but at the same time, he was only like an overall or two behind Lamina. So that's why I felt comfortable letting go of Lamina. And I am turning him. You can see he's going to be 75 in a week. I am turning him to be a 5-star midfielder, so... But I am going to show you guys my bench here real quick. I do have both Anderson and Show on the bench. And rather impressive looking bench, if I do say so myself. I mean, you could make an argument about it being not quite as strong as the one I have in my Saarbrücken career mode, but... Oh, I forgot to show Mukila, too. But yeah, I forget exactly how much I brought in Mukila for, but... It really wasn't that bad of a deal. I think it was like I don't think I paid even 40 million for him. So, but yeah, he is my new starting right back. He is 83 rated. I do expect him to be an 84 rating here soon. Possibly, I do expect him to be at least an 85 by the end of the season. So, at the end of the season, I should have most of my players, if not all my players, at an 85 rating. But we'll just see how that goes. But yeah, Nordy Makila is my new backup right back. We are going to look at objectives here real quick, which I can tell you right now, one of them is not going to be achievable, which I think I messed this one up last year. I think I was actually supposed to send youth. Well, it does say I have 9 players eligible. Hopefully, either Anderson or Show are eligible for this, but you can see we only have this particular season remaining in order to achieve that. Brand exposure, medium priority. We have to get 10 games without defeat this season. This should be easy to get, considering we want to not only repeat as Bundesliga champions and repeat as DP Pokal champions, but I do want to go all the way in the Champions League this year. So, but sign one player in a different nationality from the one of the club. We already got that one complete, even though the game didn't check it off for whatever reason. Very low priority. This is definitely one I'm not gonna do. Within the same season, sign 3 crucial players and make a profit of 100 mil. Domestic success. They want us to win the cup and win the league. Like I said before, that is my personal that are my personal objectives as well. And the Champions League, they want us to reach the final. Not only do I want to reach the final, I do want to win the whole thing. And if I do win the whole thing this season, that will be it for this particular career mode. So. But I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. I do want to get into this game against Lyon here in the UEFA Super Cup. I am rocking my strongest starting lineup, which, as you can see, Bankrupt is our highest rated player at 90. We got a couple our lowest rated players, Mwepu at 82, though I do expect him to go up to around an 84, 85 this season. So hopefully by the end of the season, we'll have everybody at least an 85 rating for the Champions League final. But without further ado, we're going to get into this match against Lyon. I kind of like those kits, and I like wearing my away kits as my home kit. I don't know why. I like the white shirts and blue shorts more than I do the blue shirts and the white. I don't know. Maybe it's because I see a lot of teams in the English leagues wearing blue shirts and white shorts. It's kind of turned me off of that particular color scheme. But anyway, you could see they brought in Bertarame, who those of you that remember my either my Dorados or my Leones Negros Creative Club career modes. I did sign him on that. Rafael Leal they have in there. Cadaware is the right winger. The midfield consists of Paqueta, Julian Weigl, and De Silva. Backline consists of Sosa, Diamande, Krejci, and Williams, and Lopez in goal for them. That's Anthony Lopez. But we're going to get into this. Clear skies at the Vault Stadium. I think I do have Mwepu as my captain. And I do want to have appearances. I do want Anderson to make an appearance, and also Daniel Show. Hopefully, our midfielder can show us what he's made of. Sorry about that. But you see, Bankrupt is our featured player here. Michel Ange Bankrupt.
Two of Europe's foremost club sides last season, winners of
I forgot to turn off commentary. I don't want commentary on.
Now they lock horns with the Super Cup at stake. We have all the action for you live on EA TV.
Yeah, let me turn that off here real quick. Sorry about that. Last time I played FIFA 22 is when I did, which I did feature on camera, but only the important games. But I did my Shrewsbury career mode, and I did not have any commentary for that. Let's see. Seems kind of weird. You kind of have to do that in order to go in here like that. But we are going to go ahead. But here we go. We are at the Vault Stadium. We are taking on Olympique Lyonnais, who won the Champions League last season. I should have checked to see whether or not they won the French League. Usually when you win a European competition, you don't win a domestic league, but I don't know. I mean, it would be cool if come to find out they did beat PSG, but I mean, that's not really a concern of mine at this point. But we are going to go ahead and skip the introductions. I remember before PSG got their Sheikh money, Lyon were the team to beat in France. They ended up winning 7 straight Ligue 1 titles. I don't even think that's something PSG can say. Because I know Monaco won the one season. I know, of course, Montpellier, that famous first win that they got. And then, not last year, but the year before, Lille ended up winning Ligue 1. So... And who was it that ended up... Oh, that was Aronson. Because of course it is. One of my most consistent players in this career mode. Of course, I'm kind of rooting for him in real life because he is a member of Leeds United. And of course, for those of you that are following the Premier League, Leeds United are in the middle of a relegation battle right now. That looked offside. Maybe he wasn't. I thought for sure that once I made that pass, I kind of did almost like a face palm, but it looks like he was right on. He was onside, but yeah, Brandon Aronson is part of the Leeds United side that's trying to avoid relegation this season. Which it's sad to see because of how good they were in their championship season that they made to the Premier League. And then Adeyemi once again scoring. But yeah, I'm really hoping to avoid relegation this season, and I'm not just saying that because I'm an American. Of course, Aronson is an American as well, but of course they have Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams they have, but he's been injured. That's one of the big reasons, to be honest with you, why they're taking such a dramatic dip in form, because he is pretty much the engine of the Leeds United side, but it's not looking good for them right now. Hopefully they can turn things around here. I do think, well, I'm hoping anyway, that there's going to be at least 3 teams worse than they are. I'm going to say, that's a terrible goal to concede. But yeah, if I have to guess right now, the teams that I think are going to get relegated, if I'm being honest, are going to be Southampton, Leicester, and Nottingham Forest. I do think, as much as I want Everton to go down, I think they are going to find a way to stay up. And that was a bad first touch by... Who was that? Aronson. You can see they got Paulusbeck, the former Hamburg goalkeeper, and there's the backup goalkeeper, Kone, 5, Jorgensen, Cenk Tosun, Toko Kambi. Not sure who Barcola is. Oh, come on, come on! That didn't look like the best of shots, but Brandon Aronson made that count. Why does Demir have such low stamina? Looks like I'm going to be taking him off and putting Anderson in on the second half. But yeah, I don't think Nottingham Forest, even with all their signings, I just don't see the cohesion in that team. And I don't see the fight there that they're going to have, which Balak Fisher adds another one for us. For them to stay up, and I think Nottingham Forest and Chelsea are prime examples that you can have all the money in the world and spend all the money in the world and buy every single player under the sun, but if they don't gel and they don't form a cohesive team, then it's just not going to work. You can see Nottingham Forest are in the relegation zone. Chelsea having one of the worst seasons in recent memory, and they bought like at least, well, not as many players as Nottingham Forest, but they did pretty much buy a new starting 11 on any other side. But I'm going to bring Anderson on for Demir. I think I'm going to put Shell in for Sammy Lakonga. And I'll wait in the other. I might bring on Thomas Mueller later. I don't know. Do I replace Momo? And Leicester, I think them losing Kasper Schmeichel to Nice has hurt them immensely, and I think he was one of the big reasons why they've been surviving the Premier League since they won the title. And it just, I just don't see it working out for Leicester. Like I said, I do think Everton is going to find a way to survive, which you could see Aronson got his hat trick. Bournemouth, I think, are going to come up with enough results to survive. West Ham look like they're back on the up, so I think they're going to be safe. So yeah, I'm going to be sticking with Nottingham Forest, Leicester, and Southampton to go down, which, at the time of recording this, Southampton have yet to face Newcastle, who have been on a tear and have a bit to play for themselves. I know Southampton is playing for survival, whereas Newcastle are playing for a Champions League qualification. And I do have to say right now, if Newcastle do beat Southampton, like a lot of people, including myself, are expecting them to, which Aronson just scored his fourth, but I think if Southampton end up losing their game against Newcastle, I think they're about as good as down. I really do, and it's just a matter of who else will be joining them in the Championship, which, speaking of Championship, Sheffield United just got promoted alongside Burnley to the Premier League, so it's nice seeing the Blades in the Premier League again. I know they had a good Premier League season a couple seasons ago when they finished ninth, and then they followed that up by having one of the worst seasons of any Premier League team, but it's nice to see the Blades come back up. Burnley, I'm looking forward to seeing what they're like, since Vincent Kompany has completely transformed the philosophy of that club. Being that actually, to be honest with you, I've not watched very many Championship games this season, but I have heard that Burnley are among the more exciting Championship sides competing, so it'll be nice to see what they can bring in their immediate return to the Premier League. And yeah, it should be rather interesting. And I think Luton Town, Middlesbrough, Coventry, and Millwall occupy the playoff spots, with Sunderland, Norwich, Swansea on the outside looking in, as I'm going to jump in right now because we're on the verge of winning the Super Cup here. And in League 2, Ipswich and Plymouth are promoted to the Championship. Which Plymouth is actually the largest city in England never to host top-flight football, which is a very interesting fact, but there you go. We start off Season 3 here with a piece of international silverware to go along with the European silverware, I should say. To add with our Europa League title last year, we did end up beating, or we have ended up defeating, Lyon here in the Super Cup as a Mwepu lifts another trophy for us. Which I did not make my third and final sub, but I was too busy talking, but at least our youth scout players, Show and Anderson, got some valuable game time in, so. And of course, in the Bundesliga, Dortmund are finding new ways to bottle a chance at the Bundesliga title. And in the second division, Hamburg are finding ways to not get automatic promotion themselves, so both those teams are choking at about the time that people expect them to, but because at the time of recording this, Bayern have not played their game, and if they do win their game, they will be back up on top of the Bundesliga table, so I mean, as much as you want to hate Bayern for buying all the best players in the Bundesliga, which is a big part of the transfer policy, and one that irritates me quite a bit. I mean, Dortmund, you get teams like Dortmund and Leipzig, and even to an extent Union Berlin, which Union Berlin shouldn't be in the position that they are. I mean, I can't say it like that, but I mean, they are kind of overachieving, though. Having said that, they do deserve every bit of being in a Champions League spot, but you get these teams that are constantly shooting themselves in the foot. As Adeyemi gets player of the match, I'm kind of surprised I didn't give it to Aronson. Adeyemi had 4 goal contributions to Aronson's 5, but you can see Show with a 7.0, Anderson at a 6.7. But yeah, you get all the other teams in the Bundesliga keeping on shooting themselves in the foot. trying to get and win the Bundesliga off of Bayern. It's just they're getting chances. It's just they're not. I mean, if you draw against freaking Stuttgart and then draw against Bochum, and I'm talking about Dortmund, if you draw against both those teams that are not even close to being competitive teams in the Bundesliga, I'm sorry, you don't deserve to win the title. I'm sorry. And as much as I hate to see Bayern win it again, I mean, you can't draw against Bochum and freaking Stuttgart and expect to be considered a legitimate threat to dethrone Bayern. I'm sorry, but that's just how I see it. But you can see that transfer off of Balak Visser. That's funny. From Real Madrid for 188 million. That's a good chunk of coin, but that's about the easiest block I'll do. We get some prize money. And the next time I see you guys will be sometime in the middle of September. Right around here, that's when we'll begin our Champions League campaign. I'll be doing all these games off camera. And I'll probably be getting this Wolfsburg game off camera. I'm thinking the first game will probably be about the 13th, if I have to guess. But that's where we'll start the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the start of Season 3. I know I yapped a lot in this video, but I just couldn't help it. But hope you guys enjoyed this episode anyway, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy Season 3. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and I will see you guys again next time.